Where there is a will, there is a way. Call Gus for notary services.
Hey guys, I don't like that I couldn't hear my audio there for a second. I think we're good now. Good morning. Is it morning? Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm using a different computer than I normally use, but I think I can still get everything done that I want today. I want to show you guys a couple things, but I know I haven't been live in a little minute. And so today I am going live to answer any and all of your questions that you have about building a notary business and making it successful and hitting the goal, which is for most people to be six figures. And the thing is too, a lot of people say, oh, I want to hit six figures, but you don't have to hit six figures to be comfortable. If you would just think about like, what is the income goal that you have to just to be comfortable? Like, what is that for you? You know, a lot of times it's just making sure your bills are paid. Like a lot of people, you know, their income goal is just literally like meeting their monthly expenses and then having a little extra. And so that is something wrong with having that as your goal. Like some people feel like it's so much pressure when you're saying, oh, I want to hit six figures. I need to make six figures. Like six figures is nice. It's cool and dandy, but it's only like what? 10% of the US actually make six figures. Like it's not even a high number. So it's not to say like that you not to aim for it. You can, but also give yourself credit and kudos and like do it in steps, but give yourself credit if you are at least able to match your income and have all your monthly expenses taken care of. Like that in itself is something that you should be happy about. You know, you don't have to like beat yourself up if you're not hitting, you know, six figures. Like I said, it took me a year and a half to hit six figures as a notary. And that was, I can tell you a lot of grit and determination for sure, but you don't have to make six figures your goal. So like right now, like what is your goal? I'm assuming if you're watching this channel, it's either because you are a notary, you're interested in being a notary, or you already are a notary and you're trying to scale. Or maybe you picked up some of the AI content I've been dropping down. I noticed like now, like my algorithm is changing a little bit as I'm teaching more AI content. But of course, we are always notary, 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 notary first, and then AI, of course. So I see a few of you guys. Daryl in North Carolina. Let's see. You got Seeking Truth in Atlanta, Georgia. You said I just want to gain additional income. I was literally just on a coaching call. So I do coaching calls for like one-on-one coaching calls, and then we have group coaching. Now, I was doing a coaching call with a student. We were talking about general notary work and loan closing. I was telling her there's things to do to start working, getting that volume. But I also just said, congratulations. Can we give a congratulations? Okay, I just became a notary several weeks ago. Seeking Truth just got started. Welcome to the family. But I was telling her, I was like, hey, like, you know, general notary work, of course, is the one you get paid same day. It is one of my favorites. Loan closing, again, amazing. I did a post on Instagram a few minutes ago where I posted my text log from, I think at 12 o'clock, and I already got like 4 signings. And then on the call with her, I said, now I'm up to 6 that I was offered. And I said, you know, everybody can get to that point where they're getting between 5 and 10 closing offers a day. It just is building up that brand and building up that business. And I'm actually going to do a really funny video in a little bit. You guys are going to like it. I'm so excited about that. I may go live when I do it too. I know I'm going to record it and post it out on YouTube, but I was telling her one of the easier ways to just get going is to get into inspections. And I said, well, actually, I'm going to ask you guys, live and living color, have any of you guys actually done field inspections? And so that's not to be confused with home inspections, 2 different things. So field inspections is literally just where you're taking pictures or video of houses, businesses, cars, things like that. So have any of you guys done field inspections? And so I asked because it's one of the easiest ways to get money, but a lot of people have negative stigma around it, where a lot of people have negative stigma around loan closing too. But it's like, if you don't know how to do it, of course it's not going to work for you. And so I said to say, I told her, when I gave her my list of 45, and I said, hey, sign up with this list of 45 companies. and then I'll help you work through it. So a lot of people feel like, I'm going to tell you what I've found out over the years. Okay. Just signing up for companies doesn't work by itself. It didn't work when I did it back in 2014, and it doesn't work now. I never just signed up with a company. That's not what I did. I signed up first and then I followed up, right? And so I was telling her, I said, like, don't go online. People are going to give you a lot of bad insight about these companies. Let me tell you what to do. And then I also told her, I said, the biggest thing is every company is different. They all work differently, And so, and the only way you know how each company works is to either work with them, build relationships. You can talk to other notaries, but if they're giving you like negative feedback, I wouldn't hang your hat on it, because it just depends. But a lot of companies out there will give you work, especially, and I was telling her too, because she was like, oh, two of my, some people in her family that I think are 18, 19, 20 are looking for jobs. I said, they can definitely do inspections, because fun fact, you don't have to be a notary to do inspections, which is why it's called non-notary work, right? And so, for example, she was saying, well, I view it. And I said, of course, like you want to do like your We Go Looks, our sandcastles, your groundwork. So a lot of them out there that will give you work, your proxy picks. But I said, every company is different. And that's why we get on these coaching calls, because like, let's say, for example, this might be you. Maybe you did get my list of 45, or maybe you found another list, or maybe you started with some other companies and you hit a brick wall. And that happens because you don't know the ins and outs of how to do a thing, right? Think about like your kids. Like, how many times have you told your kids to do something and they go do it and they come back and say it didn't work? Or, famous one, how many times have you ever told your kid to go get something? Go get the book in the living room. And they're like, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. And you know it's there. But why do you know it's there? Because you know exactly where it is in the living room. You know it's on the bookshelf, on the third shelf, underneath the coffee cup, right? It's in there, and you're telling them, go get it, go get it, go get it. And they keep coming back, it's not in there. That's what y'all sound like. Like, some of you guys come back and like, it's not working. You just aren't looking in the right place. You're not doing it the right way. Especially people who say like, oh, they don't pay well. It depends on the company. And then every company's pay structure is different as far as how to get the amount that you want. And so you can't come at it the same way with every different company, but you won't know that, especially if you're just signing up and then you're just like, oh, this is what they offered me. And it's not even how it works with signing services either. Remember that. So signing services is not just sign up and see what happens. Neither is field inspections. They both have their own nuances that you need to know if you're going to work it properly and get the pay that you're looking for. That's the first thing. Okay. So hold on. I see a couple questions. So I'm sure I'm not hitting anything. How many ways can we gain income being a notary? Okay. So there are 4 tiers that I teach in with Notary to Notary. So within Notary to Notary, this is what I teach. I teach general notary work, which is basically where you're getting documents notarized for anybody. So people that are local to you, if you're doing online, whatever, it's people just want regular documents notarized. So school form, wills, medical directives, title transfers, whatever, general notary work. Okay. Also one of my favorites because you get paid same day. Okay. Then you have loan closing, and loan closing is where you're doing real estate transactions. So where you're doing refinance closings, purchase closings, HELOCs, reverse mortgages, seller sides, loan modifications. So that's loan closing. Third is e-notary with the focus of Ron. Now, e-notary has 3 tiers. We're not going to get that deep, but it does have 3 tiers. It has Ron, Ren, and IPEN. IPEN and Ron get more love, but Ron is the most popular, most likely will be the most popular form, period. Okay, and that is the remote online notary where you work from home doing online. I actually have to prep one, and then maybe I think I can prep it with you on here. I just gotta make sure it doesn't have any private information on the file. I have to look and see. Okay, so and then 4th and lastly is considered non-notary work. Now, these are things that you don't have to be a notary to do, but notaries usually do them, which include field inspections, apostils, weddings, fingerprinting. Okay, all of these things are considered non-notary work because you don't need a notary commission to do them, but most notaries also add this on. Also, repeat after me. It's really important. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'm not going to do all of these at one time. Okay. That's one of the big mistakes that I see notaries do. They go online and they see, it's like people who get into business and they're like, oh, I want to do everything, or I want 10 businesses, or I want multiple streams. Okay, you are not going to do all of these at one time. Why? You need to learn each space. Each space has its own thing. People always ask me, I'm sure if I didn't say this right now, one of you guys are going to say this. They're going to say, well, how do you market and get business? That is a loaded question. There is no one way to market and get business. Every tier that you do has a different way or method to market. And that also goes into every tier has its own rules, has its own nuances, has its own everything. And that's why you also see some notaries who only do fingerprinting, or only do loan closing, or only do RON, or only do inspections, or only do general notary work. Why? Because you can pick one and lock in and dominate that space. One of my good friends, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. I can see his face clear as day. He's full-time general notary work. What is he? If he sees this video, he's gonna yell at me and say that you forgot my name on live TV. We do the NNA every year together. We just did an interview together. What is his name? He's African American. He's an older gentleman. Somebody help me. His name, he's in Maryland. No, he's in Indiana. He's in Indiana. Oh my God. Now I have to know. It's gonna drive me up a wall. Rita, hey, welcome. Hey, Yvette did you do the mini build? I think you did the mini build. Hey, Lorraine. Okay, Daniel. God, and it's so funny. I didn't even see his name; it just hit me. Daniel Lewis. I can't believe I was drawing a blank. So shout out to Daniel. Matter of fact, y'all go follow Daniel on social media. Don't send him a DM and say Vanessa forgot your name, but she said she loves you. Daniel Lewis he's based out of Indiana, and we did a few trainings, a few videos, a few collabs before, but I said to say that his whole thing, like his whole business, which is a 6-figure business, is based off general notary work. And people they kind of like give general notary work. I think because social media like hypes up loan closing, and I get that, but there's so much more that you can do besides just loan closing. Okay, so sad to say, non-notary work again is inspections, weddings, apostilles, fingerprinting. But I have to say, you can do any of them, whatever one you see fit. And there are different times in my life where I focus on different things. Like right now, I'm doing a focus of primarily RON and general notary work. That's really where I'm hanging my hat, and some apostille. But if I had to just say what I'm focused on right now, is RON and general notary work. I'm not really taking loan closings right now just because of the scheduling. So I want to be able to do things. I can kind of move around. When you take a loan closing appointment, you're usually booking out like later that day or several days throughout the week. And so general notary work is usually like live and in color right now. RON is usually live and in color right now. So that's the kind of things I'm looking for right now. This depends on what it is, just because my schedule's kind of a little all over the place. But that's the beautiful thing about having your own business, especially having a notary business, is that you set your own schedule for when you want to work based on the jobs that come to you. Okay, so I know we have quite a few questions. Feel free to load up the chat with as many questions as you possibly can think of. Like unload your brain into the chat, and I will answer every single thing that you put in the chat and help you guys get going. Okay, so let's see. Let me see who is next. I'd rather do the higher paying inspections where you need to set appointments. Those are typically going to be your interior inspection. So when you have an exterior inspection, normally 9 times out of 10, the homeowner or the business owner doesn't have to be home. And so you can pull up whenever the sun is out. That's the only caveat. People always ask me, when can you do inspections? Whenever the sun is out and you can get pictures. So any day of the week, whenever the sun is out and you can get pictures, you can do inspections. Okay. Now, interior inspections is where they have to let you into the home or into the business, or, show you the actual car itself, like a whole situation. And so that is where you do get paid more, because usually more is required of you. So keep that in mind. More is required of you, and that's why you get paid more money. Now, if you think about it, I want all of you guys to just imagine getting an exterior inspection. Now, people will say like exterior inspections don't pay much. On average, pay about $20. An exterior inspection literally is you pulling up to somebody's house, flipping out your smartphone, and taking pictures, usually like 5 to 10. You don't go on their property most of the time. It's just pictures of the house, maybe like the garage, the mailbox, the street sign, and then you go back in your car. And if you get 5 of those in the same area, it's $100 for like what, an hour and a half, give or take, of work. Yeah, I'll do it. I've been doing it since I think I started inspections in 2015. I became a notary in 2014. And still some of the easiest money. And I even tell people who don't want to be notaries to get into inspections, because you don't have, remember, it's considered non-notary work. So anyone can do it. And there are full-time inspectors who just do inspections. And I'm not talking about home inspectors. So home inspectors is different from field inspectors. Home inspectors are the ones who are going in the closet, they're going in the HVAC, they're going on the roof, they're going to check your electrical, they're doing the whole thing for you to buy or sell a home situation. We are field inspectors. We're just taking pictures of the house or whatever. We're not licensed in any way. We are just taking some simple pictures. Another really popular one that you're seeing now too is a lot of real estate agents are hiring inspectors now too for people who are buying homes virtually. So like, let's say somebody's in California and they want to buy a home in Virginia. Yeah, well, on Zillow, we saw a video walkthrough, but that was taken like 3 months ago. Can we get a live time, boots on the ground person to go out there today and take pictures and video and send it to us? That's what you're also starting to see as well. And a lot of these companies will hire you directly. And sometimes they go through third parties, just depends. But if you have that list of 45 that I gave you inside that non-notary course we have, the apostille course, I would just say too, if you don't have my course, you can just buy my courses individually, but it makes more sense and it's going to save you more money and time and effort to just get the ultimate notary training, because it has the bulk of all the courses that you're going to need to build your business. And that way you're not, you know how you pick individual courses, you end up spending more money if you do it that way. And use that promo code on the screen, unlimited, okay, for 30% off. Okay, see, loan closing. Now, this one came from Townsgate, which is another company. I say every company is different. Like this one is Townsgate. They're offering $75 for a HELOC. I think. Is it a HELOC? Penny Max? No, it's just a purchase. It's 120 pages, $75. I'm not going to take it, but it's available. And so it's just a matter of you. I think I can show it to you. Oh, no, it has their address. If it didn't, I would show you what it looks like. But that's like what? Offer number 8 so far for the day, and it's already 1 o'clock. But that's why I say, like, there's plenty of work out there. And this, other example. There's this one company. I hope they're not watching this. They sent this order. Let me tell you a hack. Okay. They sent this order out 3 times. Okay. The first time I sent it out, actually, I think it was like 90. Then they sent it out for like 80. 100. And so, but I countered. I forgot what I countered. No, I didn't respond to this one. So this is the third one they sent out. I countered a different one. And so whenever a signing service is sending out orders like back to back, they really want to get it filled and the price keeps going up. This is where you can negotiate. That means no one's biting. No one's biting. The notaries that are in the area are not biting. So if you want to take it, this is where you can negotiate and put what you want to be paid, whether it's what they're offering or a higher amount. But whenever you see an order coming out 2-3 times and it's the same order from the same company, a lot of times they just went up like $5 or $10. But if people aren't biting, you can then swoop in for the kill. What I would do is I would send my counter offer and then I would call the scheduler. So if I send the counter and they don't give it to me, I'll call within like a minute, I'll call the scheduler because the information is on the order and I'll say, hey, you got to order out in this area, yada, yada. I countered at this. Is that available? And what happens is they'll tell you yes or no. They'll say, yeah, we'll give it to you. Or yes, it is. But the amount that we're maxed out to pay is for this. So the most we can pay you for is this. Can you do it for that? And usually it's still more than what they sent out on the last order. And so you can then either take it at that point or you can say, no, that's okay. I still can't do the distance. It's really up to you. But that's the little hack for you. Like that would be an order like that. The one that it keeps coming out 2-3 times. People aren't biting. And a lot of times you'll see that for like rural areas, late at night or super early in the morning. I will tell you, when you see an order come out at like for 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. signings, most notaries won't take it because it's too early in the morning. But also keep in mind, you take it, just counter and ask for more money. They know that it's out of pocket. They know. Same thing if it's a 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or if it's like a 9 p.m., 10 p.m., because those do happen. Remember, the scheduling is based off the client's availability. So let's say someone has to go to work at 8 o'clock and they can only close at 6. Okay. Or let's say someone works like 8 to 8 and they can only close at 9. They have to schedule around that signer's availability. But keep in mind or you know what else happens when orders are sent out that late? It's because sometimes the order, let's say the order, there was a closing, right? And it was set for 3 o'clock. And they got to the signing table and something was wrong with the closing disclosure, with the numbers, what have you. And they had to redo the docs. So they had to get like lender approval, had to go back through title, yada, yada. They didn't get docs back corrected until like 6 o'clock. But they still have to close same day. So most real estate transactions are date sensitive. So they'll be, okay, well, we have docs back now and it's 6 or 7 o'clock. When can you guys close? And then the signer's like, well, we're at dinner. I can be home at 8. Like, okay, let's get a notary there by 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. As long as it closes before 11:59 that night, it's still closed on the right day. And so sometimes you'll see those, they need that same day close. And it's not always their work schedule. It could be like docs were wrong. They had to get stuff switched out, yada, yada, yada. But these are also those times where you can negotiate your rates. Okay. All right. So let's see. Can we perform notary in the state of Georgia? You can do notary in Georgia. Are you asking me if you can do e-notary? Because if you're asking if you can do like online notary, no. But everything else, yes. Okay. I love that all of you guys said I'm not going to be doing it all at one time. Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great question. Are background checks needed for field inspections? Yes. However, you only need one background. So if you're a notary already and you already got your NNA certification with the background in the exam, you can use that background check report for that year. I think most inspection companies will take it up to 2 years. So when you go sign up with them, all you have to do is when you go in there, you literally do the application for the onboarding. And then you would just tell them when they say, hey, we need a background, do this link, just email them back. They already have one. Here's a report. So you're not paying for paying for reports for each company. Okay. Oh, there you go. Can you perform e-notary in the state of Georgia? No, not yet. Hey Rita, that's my sister. Isn't she amazing? She's also a full-time notary. Let's go. Okay. Just subscribe and hit the bell for Daniel Lewis. Yay! He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Okay. So let's get into it. Any recommendations, favorites for software systems for Ron work? Now, my two favorites are going to be Notarize, which is now called Proof, and then Paxiva. And the reason why is because a lot of notaries, and if this is you, I want you to say this is me. How many of you guys right now are able to complete online notarizations? Like right now, you're eligible. You can do the thing. If your state had an approval process for e-notary, you did it, you got your digital cert, you got your seal, you're ready to go. How many of you guys right now in this moment can say, I'm ready to go. Let's do this e-notary thing. Okay. More times than not. So it's two parts. It is so funny. You either have a hard time, because it is a challenge getting the approval, like when you go to the digital certificate part and things like that. But the next challenge is actually getting clients. And more times what I'm seeing is that notaries, because remember I said every every tier has its own way of marketing. So Ron is the same way. Ron has caveats to it. So to that effect, if you're like, okay, I'm eligible to do Ron, or I'm eligible to do inspections, or I'm eligible to do signings, but you're not doing it the right way, you're not going to get the work. So with Ron, there's two ways you can get work. You can either remote online notary. Okay. So working from home as an online notary. You can either get work from clients who give you work. So that's going on platforms that will give you work, like One Notary, Notary Cam, Blue Notary, things like that. It's a few of them that will give you work. And what they're doing is they're marketing for their own clients. And then when they come in, they're giving you some of that work. Now, you got to be careful because My recommendation is you only want to go with a platform that gives you work that's free to do work for them. Unless, now if you're going to pay to get work from a company, you should be getting more work than what you're paying. I think that makes sense. How many of you guys would pay to go to a job, but your paycheck was less than what you paid to go there? That doesn't really make sense, right? So you're paying to do their work. You're not actually getting work. So you guys got to keep that in mind. You are a business. Okay. So I would not pay for a platform to give me work unless the work they gave me more than covered the amount that I'm paying them monthly to get the work. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, you're either going to go on a platform that gives you work, or, which is what I prefer, you get your own work. Now, I've been saying this for years, to get your own work. I don't know. Is everybody doing that yet? Getting their own work? The reason why I say that is because you're not capped at your client base. You're not capped at what you can charge and what you can make for that transaction. And so when it comes to picking a platform, to back to your question, I like Notarize because they give you work. The pay is a little lower, but they give you work. You don't have to pay to get work from them, which is great. And then you can pay to use their platform for your own clients, but you only pay per usage. So they don't have a fee that you pay monthly to be on them, which is great for new notaries, because some of you guys get regular online notary calls. If you don't get regular online notary requests, paying, excuse me, guys, paying monthly, you see what I'm saying? And you're not getting requests. You're a business. Are you profitable, or are you going in the hole? Okay. All right. So what I would recommend highly, and the reason why I said Paxima too, so it's a lot to unpack in a few minutes, but I'm going to try and do it. So platforms have fee schedules, right? For what they're going to charge you to use their platform. So they're going to charge you a journal fee, a video storage fee, a KBA fee, an ID verification fee, a witness fee, a seal fee. You'd be surprised, a lot of fees. And so your price point that you're charging your client needs to still have you profitable. You need to know what the platform's going to because you're basically licensing their product. So what am I paying Notarize or Paxima or Notary Cam to license their software? And when I charge my client, my charge to my client needs to include that, but also have more so I can actually make a profit. Okay. So on Notarize, for example, the average document notarization is going to cost between $10 and $15. Now, of course, the more signers, the more pages, all that stuff, that's going to cost more. But the average single doc, one signer is going to run you about 10, 15 bucks. Okay. In most states, you can charge legally 25. I'm not going to say that. In some states, actually, because every state's different. Actually, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say you need to know what your state fee is. You can charge per notarial act for online notary. And then if your state does dictate additional fees you can charge, make sure you know those. If it doesn't dictate, then you typically can charge a technology fee, which will cover all of your expenses. So let's say, for example, it was only one document and you charge $60 or $50, say $50 for one doc, one signer, $25 with notarial act, $25 technology fee. So if you charge $50, Notarize now call proof took 15, you made 35. Did I do that right? Yeah, you made 35. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have your numbers down to make sure you make a profit and you're not losing money. You see what I mean? There is in my book, the Do-It-Yourself Wrong Guide, you can, hold on, I'm going to find the book for you, put the link in here. The Do-It-Yourself Wrong Guide, and it's inside the course. So if you have the Ultimate Notary Training, then you have the book anyway. But if you don't have the Ultimate Notary Training and you don't have my Ron course, then just grab this ebook. Use the promo code Unlimited. I said Ultimate Unlimited, and gives you 30% off. That will give you everything you need to get started. Okay. Kind of basics to get you going. Also has a good questionnaire in there. It's a chart in there that helps you pick the platform. So not every platform is available in every state, but what you want to do is not just know their fee schedule, which that's something we mentioned too. There's a lot of other things to consider. For example, in most states, you have to store your video footage. And for how long? Fun fact, The platforms, this is why I stress this a lot. I'm really big on terminology. The platforms are not notaries. Everybody put that in the chat. The platforms are not notaries. The platforms are not notaries. You know what that means? Somebody tell me what that means. That means they are not bound by notarial law, which means they don't have to follow your law because they're not notaries. They are software. They are technology companies. They just so happen to license their software to you, said notary. Okay? So I had to say, most platforms will tell you if and how they will store your footage and for how long. Now, some will store indefinitely. Some will store for a month. Some will store a week up to the session. Make sure you download it. Some will store as long as you continue to pay their monthly fee. Now, but let's say, for example, let's say you're in a state where you're required to keep that footage for 5 years. Virginia is one of them. I think Florida, I think it's 10 years, right? So let's say you do a notary today and you're on a platform, I'm not going to name any names, you're on a platform that says, hey, we'll store your footage for as long as you keep paying. And then next year you decide, I don't want to be an e-notary anymore. I'm just going to do in-person loan closings. And you let your whole e-notary lapse and you don't renew it, right? You are still bound by law to keep that video footage for however long that your state dictates. So if it's 5 years, it's 5 years. If you're in Florida, it's 10 years. I believe, I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 10 years. So let's say you stop and you don't pay them anymore. Your video footage is gone unless you export it, which you should, onto an external hard drive, or if you want to put it in the cloud. I don't care where you put it, but you need to have access to it. Okay. And not to mention, platforms got out of business all the time. Like, it's not uncommon for a tech company to go out of business. So let's say you're using a platform and that tech company goes out of business. They're not required by law to store that video footage. Who is? You are. Okay. So these are things that you want to consideration when you're picking a platform. Secondly, where was I? Pactima, for example, has biometrics for ID verification. Notarize does not. This goes into the next thing. What are your state identity verification methods for in-person transactions and for online transactions? They are different. You need to know them. Just because a platform says so, for example, quite a few states do not allow for biometrics. If you're on Pactima and Pactima says, go ahead and run your signer through biometric, and you're in a state that it is illegal, you have now committed a crime. That is not allowed. And just because your platform allows it doesn't mean you can do it. You have to know what you can and cannot do legally. Okay. Fun fact. All right, let's get into it. What was my next question? Hold on. So I recommend Notarize and Pactima. These are my favorites as far as licensing, picking a platform that you're going to work with. As far as getting work, you can be on as many free platforms as you want. I just would not be on more than one paid. Okay. Okay. So, hey, Vanessa. Hey, Paula. How you doing, girl? Okay. For mobile notary work, is it okay to meet a client in a public space versus going into their home if we're not comfortable with it? So it is okay to do that for general notary work. Okay. So that's when someone just calls you from your website, your Google profile page, whatever, and they want to get a power of attorney done, a title form done, a school form done. That's fine. It is not okay to do that for loan closings. So the mobile signing agent, the notary signing agent, the loan signing agent, whatever you want to call yourself, okay? Your job was made up by lenders and title companies working together to say, hey, let's provide a luxury signing experience for our signers so they don't have to come into the bank. They don't have to take off work. We're going to get a notary signing agent to come to your house or wherever you are as a courtesy for signing this $500,000 real estate loan. Hey, what can we do? Hey, we're looking out for you. We're looking out for you. Okay? No, seriously. This is why you can't change it, because it's a luxury service that the bank is giving or the title company is giving your signers. You cannot change it. Okay. And if it's found out that you did change and they complain about it, yeah, you're going to be in hot water. Okay. But general notary work, yes, you can pick a location that works for you. Okay. All right. How do field inspections work where you live? I live, I guess you call it, like in Virginia and Florida. And so I do inspections both places. So I'm in Michigan, and they want you to do inspections like a full-time job at a side job. I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad you said that. I am. Mm-hmm. So there are inspectors who do inspections full-time. There are some on social media that are still notaries, and they say, hey, I inspect inspections. I just do inspections full-time. There's more than enough inspection work that you can do it full-time. All day, every day, you can do inspections and make a killing. Okay. Now, most inspection companies will give you between 1 and 3 days on average to get a job done. You will be their prized possession if you get inspections done the same day they are given to you. Okay. It is to your benefit to try to get them done as soon as you can. If you want to make it you want to have that volume and you want to get that pay, you want it. So they do want, because they have a lot of volume. That's why I tell everybody, if you want to make money now, get into inspections. There are so many inspections, it makes no sense. Okay. So they want an inspections, a lot of inspectors, it has a high rollover. And the reason why I think it has a high rollover is because a lot of notaries who get into it, they don't really understand how it works. So I've been doing inspections for almost 9 years now. I know how it works. I know how I want it to feed me. I know when I want to use it. I know how I want to go about it. I also don't do it full time. Like, when I say full time, I don't just do inspections. I turn down quite a bit of them because it's not my focus. There are times, like, for example, when I was in Florida this last hurricane season, we had a really bad storm in West Palm area. It was like, I forget, it hit West Palm too. I think it was the one that was in Tampa, but it rolled over. Anyway, it's a really bad storm. And whenever Florida has bad storms, which is every year, anyway, the mortgage companies, the insurance companies, everybody wants inspections done. So when I tell you it rained inspections, it rained. So I was like, I'm gonna come here and scoot all this money up real quick. Hold on, come here. And so I did. My primary thing that I did for probably about a month was just inspections, because the volume was that crazy. And that's the beautiful thing about being a notary, is you can pick and choose what you want to do when you want to do it. And so I did, like, as I saw the influx, and I said, hold on now, pick this up real quick. Let me get it while it's here. But I said to say that you can pick and choose when you want to do it. Now, you don't have to, but I will, and it's too, let me give you this too. Some companies will reward, a lot of them actually will reward you for working it as a full-time. Now, I don't want you guys to hear full-time and think 9 to 5. It's not 9 to 5. You're doing inspections whenever the sun is up. So whenever the sun comes up was like 7 a.m. and whenever it goes down, 7 p.m., whenever you can get photos. So even if you have 5 inspections for that day, it's not going to take you all day. Like, it's just not. Okay. So if you have 10, again, still not taking you the whole day. It's not. And you can pick and choose. Let's say and there's plenty of times where I do this. Let's say, for example, there's 2 right by my house. I might get up and hit those 2 at 8 a.m. and come back in the house. And then say, okay, I'm going to go out at 12. I'm going to this side of town. I'm going to go ahead and do these 4. And then maybe I don't want to go back out and do more. Maybe I go back home. And then the next day, all right, I'm going to go to this part of town. I'm going to do these. So you can split it up like that. But there are companies that if you make it your priority to do all the jobs they send you every day, they will pay you more money. So the amount of money you get paid will go up because they value you, because they look at you like you value this. So they pay you more money and they'll give you more volume. Okay. So that's just how that works. Now, and here's another one. Okay. So while I'm sitting here, another signing, this is on the 20th. That's tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Let's see. That's probably like a good 25 minutes away from me. And they're offering $90 for a closing. So most times when somebody sends out 90, I just count it for 100. Because I mean, come on, give it to me. But nothing special. The question is, are you going to take it? Ooh, I don't know. The pressure. Let me say, what's going on tomorrow? Oh, the pressure. I don't know to take it or not to take it. Decide, take it or not take it. You don't have that much time until you got to move fast. I'm going to reply with, I'll do $100. If they give it to me, they give it to me. Now, the thing is, they'll wait to see if someone will take it for their 90 sometimes. But if they really like you, they'll send it. This is a new company that I've never seen them before. So I don't know if they will. Anywho. Yeah, so that's how that works. Okay. North Carolina standard charges $10. Can more be charged? Yes, read your handbook. So it's usually a per seal amount, which is your notarial act fee, and then it will tell you what you can charge for any additional fees, including travel. And as long as it's not capped at what you can charge for travel, you can charge whatever you want. That's how that goes. Charging as a whole thing all by itself, people seem to have problems with as far as how to charge for their services. And this is the thing I say. So, and I've never had an issue with this. And the reason why I didn't, people always say, well, did you always charge like that? I did when I started in 2014. So maybe it's different. Y'all tell me, when you got your commission, did they tell you had to read your handbook and made you raise your hand and swear that you read it? Because when I got my commission in 2014, the lady asked, did you read your handbook? Raise your hand and swear that you read it. Did y'all not have that same experience? So I read my handbook when I first got my commission in 2014, and I understood that I had a per seal amount, and then I could charge whatever I want on top of that. And so I never just charged my per seal. I always charged more. Now, I think my rates have changed over time. Like I've charged more in different situations, things like that, but I've always known I could charge more. So I also tell most people, like, for me to leave my house is $50. That's just for me to get up and get in my car and come to you. I charge $50 to get out of the house. And now from there, depending on where you are, we go up from there. And so, but you figure out what your own rate. Some people say, well, I'll go around the block for 25. That's up to you. I tip now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm nice and I'll do something for $30, you know, if it's close or what have you. But more times than not, when someone's scheduling a mobile notary appointment, I usually start at 50 and go up from there. Now, it doesn't have to be that. It's your business. You set your own prices. But the key is, what I tell everybody to do is to do market research. And market research is where you call 20 notaries. You pretend to be a notary. Pretend to be a client. To say, hey, I need to get a power of attorney done this Saturday around 4:00 at this place. Can you come? Or how much would you charge? Boom. And you want to call notaries who are actually established. Don't call the new notary. Call the notary who has like 30 reviews on their page or more, has a website, been doing it for a couple of years. Call the one who knows what they're doing. Call 20 of those. And you're still going to see middle, medium, high. The reason why I say don't call new notaries, because unfortunately, most new notaries undercharge for their services. They just do. And so you're going to see people who are like, oh, yeah, I'll come 30 minutes away for $20. Yeah. What? Okay. Anywho. So I said to say, call notaries who knows what they've been doing it for a while. You can usually tell the full-time notaries anyway, because their hours are open and their volume is, you can just tell the ones who are doing it for a living. Okay. Now, are you guys trying to do this as for a living? Are you trying to do it full-time? You do it part-time? You want to do it as a side hustle, like just pick up extra gas money? Like, what is your goal? I will tell you, when I started back in 2014, I was not trying to go full-time. I thought it was going to be gas money. Like, you know, pick up some extra money on the side. I was also selling Avon at the time. Fun fact. And I was making some sales. I wasn't doing a whole lot, but I was making some money from Avon. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't nothing to look at. And so after I did my first loan closing, I decided to go full-time. That's when I said, oh, hold on, it's big money in here. Because I was doing general notary work, but I didn't feel comfortable just leaving off of that. And then I really liked loan closing. I was surprised at how much I liked it. Okay, next question. Plus, you will get repeat calls from that vendor. Okay, I saw that. All right, can a notary be randomly audited on their notarization? So not necessarily on your notarizations. It's more so like when people, like if you notarize a document and it never gets contested in court, someone disputes it, yes. That's usually the only reason they ask to pull like your journal or your records is if something is in dispute, something that you've notarized is being disputed. And I say that it can't be done. I have never heard of a Secretary of State office auditing notaries. And it's probably because they have so much other things they're doing, because it's the governor's office and they're doing a whole lot more than running around checking on us. Okay. I said they're not going to, but it's mainly when they get complaints. So someone complains about something, or if a document that you notarize is being disputed for some reason, then that's when you'll have an issue. And it's usually just regarding that document. Does Pactima give you work? No, not of me last checking, they don't. But their rates are good. I think it's $20 a month, and then you pay $15 a flat rate per session. So it doesn't matter how many docs you have or how many signers you have, it's a flat rate. Now, the reason why I don't just scream Pactima on top of my lungs is because if you don't have volume, you still shouldn't be doing a paid platform because you don't have volume and you're just gonna throw money away. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Josh. Welcome to the Big Blue House. Okay. Y'all know what movie that is? I mean, that show that is? I just said it. It's the Big Blue House. But anyway, it was a bear in the Big Blue House. Is that Disney? That was Disney, I think. Okay, showing my age. Here we go. Hello, I live in Florida. Can you work? Whoa, hold on. Can you work being successful while working a full-time job? Yes, some notaries do that. They just work when they're off. So you can do that. Also, I have been doing some research and noticed some people say it's oversaturated. What are your thoughts? Someone tell me my thoughts before I say them. I would say before I think them, but I think them all the time. So a couple of you guys have been with me for a minute. What is the answer to that? Is the notary market oversaturated? Meaning there's no work for any of us. Mind you, I just told you there was like 6 orders to my phone today that I did not take. So let's talk about this. Is the notary market oversaturated? No. And I'm going to tell you why. There are hundreds of millions of notaries at this point. In your state alone, in Florida, there are hundreds of thousands of notaries. Okay. Now, not all notaries are independent notaries. Some notaries work for banks, or they work for title companies, or they work for, different companies. They're not trying to monetize it. There are some people who are notaries who like work at churches, or they just have it just because they want to have it, but they're not making a business out of it. They just wanted to get it in case they needed it, right? Then you have the notaries who are doing it as a full-time job, like a full-time gig, or they're doing it as a part-time gig. Now, the people who are complaining about the market being oversaturated are the ones who are not getting any work. Okay. So if you go out, imagine this, if you go out into an open space like a forest and you walk around and you don't see any water, when you come back, you're going to tell people there's no water out there. I went, it's dry, there's no water, right? But then you can have someone who just comes into your camp and says, hey, I got a bucket of water. And like, where'd you get water from? I went over there. And they're like, oh, I thought you said there was no water. Well, there was no water where I was looking. Okay. It's not that it's oversaturated. It's that the people who are saying that it's oversaturated are the ones who are not working. Okay. You will never hear, I did a video on this too. You will never hear a full-time notary who does it full-time, that runs it full-time and makes good money, says is oversaturated. You will never hear them say that. Why? Because it comes down to, and it's so funny. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll put out videos, and I had a couple times a few notaries who say, hey, I've been doing this full time, make good money. But if you keep screaming about this on YouTube, too many people are gonna come find out what we're doing. Can you stop? I swear. And some people be pissed. I'm not even kidding. Some people are pissed at me, and they're like, can you please stop talking about our space because people are going to come over here and take our money? I'm like, no, they're not. But people be really mad at me. I just got to know that there are people out there that are pissed that I talk about this space, because think about it. Before COVID, I think during COVID, notaries really got that big, like, ooh, I want to be a notary because of all the real estate closing that was happening, right? Before that, no one was really talking about making 6 figures. Mind you, I was making 6 figures before COVID, right? And I was the only one. I remember in 2015, I was thinking about going full. I think I just started going full time. And this guy found me on social. I never forgot that. Not on social, online, and he wanted to set up a meeting. And so I set it up with him, but I saw his volume. I saw his website. I saw his profile. He was a notary too, making great money. And he sat down and he was just really just spitting game, telling me all the stuff that's going on in the industry, yada, yada. And saying we should work together. When I have work, I'll give it to you, yada, yada, yada. And so we were just talking about everything. But I remember even back, he was already 6 figures. And this was back in 2015. 6-figure notaries are not new. This is not a new thing. It's new to social media as of COVID, but it's not new. And so we've been doing this for forever, and we will continue to do this forever. Why? The same reason I'm going to point it out to you right now. You guys have me, but how long will you have me? You have me until I get off of here and I go to my lunch break, right? Or until I get off of here. Most people don't have the training, the information, the know-how to make six figures, right? So if you go back and listen to some of the questions people are asking, if you don't have the answer, or if you get the wrong answer, you're going to think, oh, it's broken. It doesn't work. I can't, You don't know how. Now, granted, thanks to social media and, everything being online, it's a lot easier to get these answers now, but that wasn't the case before. It was the case still like in 2014. I ain't that old, okay? But I say that to say a lot of people, and I can tell you right now, I'm not even kidding. I'm so good at it now. If I get on a call with you, so serious. If you're like, hey, I'm trying to make six figures and I'm not hitting it, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and you book a call with me, I can tell you exactly within about 10 minutes what you're doing wrong. It's so simple. It's so simple. But why is it so simple? It's the same thing. You guys see like the $1 million realtors, things like that, and they'll say, oh, you're just not doing it right. Why is there $1 million realtors and then there's poor realtors? Or realtors that say, well, like I know people literally every day, someone's like, oh, the real estate market. No, but still, there's still $1 million realtors. And they're in the same market you're in. What's the difference? What they know. They know more than what you know. And it doesn't have to just be the law. They may know how to execute better. They better know. They have better systems. I don't know what they know, but they know more than you know, right? Same effect. So what's the difference between a six-figure notary and the notary who's not making any money? We know more. And it doesn't have to just mean we know the law. You might know the law, but you may not know how to market. You may know how to market, but you may not know how to follow up. Maybe you don't know how. I don't know what you don't know. But I will tell you, and I say it with confidence, anybody who's not making six figures as a notary, if you got on a call with me and I just talked to you for 10 minutes, I can tell you what you're doing wrong. Sometimes 20. It just depends. If you're making money and I have to like really just digest what you got going on, maybe 20 minutes. But usually within 10 minutes, I can say you're not doing X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. That's why. And I can say that because this is what I do all day, every day. Like, it just is what it is. I have yet to be stumped thus far. And I think it's just because, like, I've been doing it for so long. Like, I even went to Florida and made $1,000 in a month. And I didn't even have my commission. I said, I'm going to do the same system that I teach you guys. And let's see if I make money in 30 days. And did. And how many of you guys have not made $1,000 yet? And I went to Florida. Brand new. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing in New York in a minute. Just show people are thinking like I was a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. I made six figures here. I went to Florida, and the challenge was to say, can you land in Florida and in 30 days get $1,000? So not just get $1,000. I had to get my commission and my supplies and my website and my signing services sign and my NNA, all of that to get the $1,000. And I made the $1,000 before my 30 days was up. I think I did it. If you go back and watch my video, I think I did it in like 25 days. Right? And so you're like, well, how did you do that? Because I already know how. When you already know how, it doesn't matter where you are. Like, so I said, and it's so funny because I'm probably going to do it. My brother lives in New York and he wants me to come help him get his notary business up and going. And so I said, I might, if I don't get my commission itself in New York and do it just as a, social experiment to show you guys this can be done anywhere, I'm going to do it for him. Like, hey, you're going to be the notary. I'm going to sell your stuff up. Let's get you $1,000 in 30 days. And so I said to say, the market's not oversaturated. I can tell you now, every single day that the day ends, there are people that needed documents notarized and they couldn't find a notary that could do it. That I can say with confidence, because I know I miss calls. I don't miss them all the time, but I'll miss calls sometimes. I don't always take all the jobs that come to my phone. It's just the name of the game. Sometimes I got to say no. Sometimes I'm not available. This is what it is. Okay. So it's not oversaturated, especially not in Florida. It's not. And I say that too, unless you're like, I don't know. I haven't been everywhere in Florida. So I'm not gonna say I'm a Florida expert. Normally when I'm out there, I'm in like the West Palm area. So like South Florida, the volume is crazy. Like the volume is insane. Literally insane. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's insane. Like it's so crazy. I'll tell my daughter, we were out there once and I had just finished a closing and I sat down in the car and I said to her, my daughter's 13. I sat in the car. I said, you know what's crazy? She said, what? I said, if I started my day 9 a.m. or started my day at 8 a.m., I could literally fill my entire day with notary work in Florida until about 8 p.m. That's how busy it is. How busy it is in Florida. Literally, it's how busy it is. I just thought it was so crazy. Anyway, how do we get field inspections? You have to sign up with them and then you have to follow up with them. The list of 45 companies is inside the Ultimate Notary Training at notarytonotary.com, inside the apostasy and non-notary work course. The list of 100 signing services is inside the Notary Signing Agent course. Use that promo code unlimited for 30% off. Okay. I put the link in there for the one-on-one coaching. So the one-on-one coaching is an hour session. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Now we have group coaching on Sunday, so that's different. So the group coaching is $100 for the month, and you get to be in there with me and everybody else. And I love us when we're on coaching. It's a lot of fun. You're on Zoom, so you can screen share, ask questions about your website. You can anything you want. We have a ton of fun on there. But if you're like, Vanessa, I want more of that one-on-one, then you would use that first link, the one that says your coaching session. That is where you book your hour with me directly. Otherwise, you could do the group coaching, and that's where we meet every Sunday at 6. You can look at all the replay Sunday sessions that we've had if you want to as well. Okay, so inspections, you just sign up with them. And I mean, you got to work the list. You can't just not do anything, but you have to work the list and they'll give you work. All right. Next question. Hold on a second. Okay. Josh said, can you explain the process of accepting work? Is it usually like first come, first serve basis? Do they accept emails and texts? Okay, so I'm assuming you're talking about loan closing. With loan closing, you'll either get a text, an email, or a phone call where they'll say, hey, we have a purchase signing tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Like this one, I just said, it was like a purchase. Okay, it's like a purchase purchase signing at 12 o'clock. The rate we're going to pay you is $100. Are you available? You can say yes or no. If you say yes, you just hit yes. If they want to give it to you, they'll assign it to you. If you want to counter, you just counter with, oh, I'm available. I need to do it for 125. You can counter and you negotiate. If you say yes and you don't get the order immediately, it doesn't mean they may not assign it to you. If you do get assigned, you usually get a confirmation text and an email. Hey, we'll give it to you. Always look for an email confirmation for any order that you take. Okay. And it's not always first comes, first serve. This goes back to each company is different. There are some companies that are 100% first come, first serve, 100%. Then there are some that are, no, we give it to the ones that we like, or it just depends. Like everyone's different. So everyone's a little different. Every company's a little different as far as how they work. All of them have their own little caveats. They all have their own little caveats. Okay. How do we purchase the raw? Hey, Courtney. I'm trying to shout everybody out that I talked to first. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. It could be a girl or a guy. I actually have a male cousin named Courtney, and I haven't talked to him in a while. If you're watching this video, Courtney, just know that I love you. Shout out to Courtney. Anywho, how do we purchase the Ron book with the discount when it takes you to Amazon? Oh, so does it take you to Amazon? Let me say, hold on. When you click, no, you can buy it on Thinkific, right? Yeah. The link I just gave you was a Thinkific link. Yeah. So if you buy it on Amazon, you can't use a discount. We don't have a promo code for Amazon. I'm sure Amazon probably has promo codes, but I haven't figured out how to do them yet. Okay. So if you buy them on Amazon, you just pay what it pays, but you pay what it is. If you get it, you can get it on Thinkific as a downloadable PDF. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Audible. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Orlan. If you get the Ultimate Notary course, it comes included as an ebook. And then, oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I think that's it. I think on YouTube, it still routes to Amazon too. So yeah, if you go right to our courses, then you can get the books there. But remote online notary book with a discount, so I would just get it right from Thinkific or just from Amazon, whatever you want to do. All right. Hey, Charlotte. I know you too. Your name is very familiar. Did you do the mini build? Your name looks really familiar. So we have, if you don't know, we have a mini build and a full build for you. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. I feel like you did the mini build. I don't know. Your name looks, it's the way you spelled Charlotte. It stands out to me a lot. All right. So how do we get to that point? I'm assuming you mean like the 6-figure point. So listen to me. Okay. Let me give you this. I'm not an expert in everything. I'm not. For example, if you ask my daughter, I don't know how to cook. I can make spaghetti. I can make a mean spaghetti. I can do baked mac and cheese if I'm not tired. But if you ask one of my other sisters, she'll say, there was one time I made mac and cheese for Thanksgiving, and I used spaghetti noodles instead of regular noodles because I was tired and I didn't feel like it. And they will not stop talking about it. So if you ask me, Vanessa, can you cook? You'll eat. Okay. Not the best cook. I can make baked chicken. You can't mess that up. Right? You just put seasonings on it, rub it all together, put it in the oven. Can't mess that up. Okay. There's things that I don't do well. I do notary very well. There's a lot of people, and I'm going to make a very bold statement, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of people that are on social media that are teaching notary, and they do not know it. Pin drop. I never name names, and I don't. I always say everybody do their own thing, but I can confidently tell you, like when I tell you I've seen, I don't look that much because I don't like to look at people's stuff. But sometimes people say and I usually give my students will say, "It's so funny." This is what they say. You know, if you did it, we'll be on a call, and they'll say, "Well, I wanted to really start doing more loan closings, and so I went to some banks around me." And it's a giveaway. It's things that y'all say. You're like, well, what are the things? The things that I would never say. The things that I would never say. And then y'all just start saying it. And then you tell on yourself. Because I know I ain't say that. I know if you go back through all 500, 700 videos that I got on this YouTube channel, I never said that. I've never said that. So then I'll say, oh, where you get that from? I literally will stop the conversation. I say, where you get that from? And they're like, I don't know. I think I saw it in one of your videos. And I was like, you ain't never seen that in my video. Not never once, not ever. Did you ever hear me say that? Right? And they're like, I might have saw it in someone else's video. And it's not just that. It's all types of stuff that y'all out here listening to. And then I'm not saying that, no, I am. I'm saying there's only about 2 to 3 really 2, because one of them kind of, I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna put my hat on. Well, 2 to 3. There's only 2 to 3 other notary trainers that actually know exactly what they're talking about. Now, how many notary trainers do you know exist? A whole lot of them. Now, I say it to say, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do anything you want to. I don't care what you do. But it's a giveaway. And you know what? I'll give you this too. I will give you this too. Fun. Remember I said it's 2 other notary trainers that know what they're doing? When my students, I've been doing it for 5 years. When my students do say something that don't make no sense, it has never come from one of those other 2 people. It has never come. And mind you, I'm not in other people's stuff like that. Like, I know them, they cool. Hey, how you doing? We do little things. We meet and they, hey, but I've never taken their courses. But whenever a student comes to me and they say something ridiculous, and I say, where you get that from? They have never said one of the 2 other people's names. It has been a bunch of other people on social media. I'm like, oh, God. And I can say, can you stop listening to people? Right? It's true. Anyway, back to my point. How do you get to that point? Listen to what I say and do everything I do. Some people are going to watch it and say, oh, she just wants you to buy her course. Let me tell you something. Yes, I do. However, if you do not buy my course, you can learn just about everything by watching my 700 YouTube videos. People do like YouTube channels and they just like say, hey, buy my class. I stand on this very aggressively. How many of you guys can agree? If you watch my YouTube videos, between the YouTube videos and the lives, I actually teach you stuff. Like there's actually content in there that if you took all of my 500 to 700 videos and you watched it, you actually could learn everything in my course. The difference is you got to watch 500 to 700 videos versus the course where it puts it like neat, organized, and like, okay, do this, do this, do this. You know what I mean? But I say that to say, you don't have to buy the course. You could just binge watch YouTube. You get to it how you need to get to it, okay? But I will say, so how do you get to that point? Do everything that I said. Stop skipping steps. Don't make up your own way. This is the only thing I want you to make up is your logo and your business name. That is it. Don't make up stuff. Don't say I'm gonna be creative and figure out a new way to market. Don't do that. Okay. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying that's things that you do after you do the things I already said do. Like if you over here, like, listen, let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. Hold on. Let me give you an example. If I tell you, let me give you a good one. If I give you the foundationary pieces to do, and you get a bright idea in the middle of the night, and you skip all the foundation, and you say, "Ooh, I want to make a QR code." That's all you want to do. Can you stick to the plan? Like y'all, I don't even know where do you guys come up with this stuff. Some of you guys come up with a whole. And the thing too that I love, and I feel really confident in what I do, is that I'm gonna tell you what it is. I try to be nice though. I find that nice sweet spot. Like I don't. And it's so funny. I was on a coaching call with my Built for You students, not Built for You, the challenge, and they were like, "But that's you being too nice. Just rip the Band-Aid off and tell me what it is." And I was like, "I don't want to offend you." But sometimes I do gotta yell, but I have to feel you out to see if you need to be yelled at. Because not everybody needs a coach to yell at them and like, "Hey, stop it!" Right? I'm gonna get you. Okay. Sometimes you gotta do it in love. You gotta say, "Oh baby, that was so nice. Don't do that no more though." Okay. Like sometimes you gotta meet them where they are. You can't just like, okay. But I do have some students that I gotta yell at them, and they thank me later. I'm gonna slap you around if you don't cut the crap. Okay. Some people need that. Like, what did you just say? Okay. Anyway, do what I said do and stop skipping steps. Do that. Period. And I can guarantee, you know, it's so funny. There is no one who's done what I said do that's not making money. That's a fact. Now, there are people out there and be like, "Oh, I took the course and I'm not making money." You didn't do what I said do. You also didn't do it the way I said to do it. Now, did you? For example, I have told everybody to build their website on Weebly, Wix, or GoDaddy WordPress. I had never said build a Canva site. Not one time. And there's a reason why I said that thing. There's a lot of things that I said. I said, don't get a billboard. And I didn't even think I had to say that till I had students come to me telling them somebody else on social media was telling them to get a billboard. There's a lot of things you shouldn't do. And y'all be making up stuff. If you do what I said to do the way I said to do it, you would be okay. For example, when I say there's a list of 100 companies inside the course, I want you to sign with all 100, and you do 4. You didn't do what I told you to do. Now, did you? No, you didn't. And didn't. You're not doing what I told you to do. You're doing your version. And then you come back and you say, "Well, I signed up with the company." This is the thing that take me out. This thing take me out. Y'all want to know what take me out? I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna pick on y'all today. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. Can you show me how to, yeah, Yvette? I'm gonna fuss at you too, because I think you did the mini build. But so did you do the mini build or full build? If you're in the full build, then we'll get there. I know your name, and I think you're in the mini build. So the mini build is where we do your website, we do your marketing kit, which is your business cards, your flyers, your email signature, what am I missing? Your digital marketing kit, essentially, your website. And then we sign you up with 100 signing services and 45 inspection companies. So we do all that for you. You also get 2 coaching calls with me, one when you start, one when you finish. It's so funny because when we started the build for you, the mini build was taking about 2 to 3 weeks to be done. Right now, it's at about 3 days. Shout out to AI. Now, listen, from the moment you join, as long as we get everything from you, your mini build is done in about 3 days. Now we're working on getting the full build down to that. It's not that simple. Right now, the full build is at 13 weeks. We're trying to get it down to a 6-week program. That's what we're working on with just more automations in there. But the mini build, we have been able to get down from several weeks down to the if I can find it, PBS Kids, down to about 3 days. Sometimes even one. Well, we can do all of our stuff in one day if you're ready. I'm not gonna promote one day because sometimes it don't always happen. I say within 3 days to be safe. And that's your website, that's your Google, not your Google, your marketing kit, that's your sign service signups, all that good stuff. All that's included. And that's $97. I'm gonna put this link. Oh, I think I have it already in here. You can run it through Klarna or Affirm if you want to do payment plans. But either way, it only takes about 3 days now to be done. So technically, you could be working in 3 days. Now, it's not that simple. And then you get all the courses. I forgot. And you get all the courses. So you're all 18 courses that we have at notarytonotary.com that come in the mini build. The full build is different. It's a 13-week program. It's $28.97. It's a whole lot more in depth. By the time you're done, the full build, you should have your business up and running properly. You should be well knowledgeable. You should be doing all tiers of notary work proficiently, down from supplies to taxes to business credit. We help you with. We help you work through every single tier of the notary business in the full build. So a little different. Okay. But I will say the full build is still at about 13 weeks. Just depends on really you. A lot of people stop too kind of halfway through. Once they start working and stuff, then they might not come back in and do the non-notary work part, but we try to make sure everybody gets through the whole thing. All right, so can you show me how to do Yvette? This is how I yell at people. You ready? You want me to yell? You want me to yell at Yvette? Anyway, but this is how I yell. You have the whole program. What are you doing? We done been through this. What are you doing? Now, when you book, you go ahead and log into your Built For You program and you book your call with me so I can yell at you. Okay? Get your ears ready so I can fuss around. Okay. All right. How many states are you commissioned in? 2. Florida and Virginia. Shay Bay. I forgot to shout you out. Hey, Shay Bay. All right. Who we got next? You can feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm going to answer them. Okay. Do you have an affiliate link? Yeah, so you have to email me. I have to actually activate it on your student dashboard. So all you have to do, actually, I don't know if you feel like putting your email into the chat. If you do, you can, and I can do it while you're on a live. And once I activate you as an affiliate, you'll see all your affiliate links and when you start earning commission, you'll do it on your student dashboard. So everybody else, though, I'm not going to do everybody at the same time. What's today? Yeah, or just shoot me an email. So that's probably the easiest because I can just copy and paste your email and then put you in there. But yeah, you can. All right, hold on. Miss Fifi. Hey, girl. My cousin lives in New York and is looking to purchase. She says she just hates to have to do all the paperwork and knowing what to do. I don't understand. She lives in New York and is looking to purchase a house or the course. She says she just hates to have to do all the paperwork and knowing what to do. I mean, you got to learn how to do it. It's not that deep. I promise you it's not that deep. I promise you it's not that deep. It's nowhere near that deep. It's going to be fine. Let your sister know. Let your cousin know. It's not that deep. She's going to be fine. It's easy. It's easy. I sent an email about an affiliate link as well. I don't have it. I will tell you I cleared up my emails this morning. So if you sent it, I don't have it. Send it again. Send it to info@notarytonotary.com because I don't have it. I'm in Chicago and I'm interested in starting a notary business here. How would you say business is great everywhere? I'm not yelling at you, T. I don't know if you're just new to the channel, but welcome. How are you? I like fussing. Not all the time, but business is great everywhere, unless you live in the Sahara Desert, which I'm sure is there a population in the Sahara Desert? Even though I know that's not here. I just want to see. I'm interested now. Sahara Desert population. There's actually 2.5 million people in the Sahara Desert. I did not know that. Let me see something real quick. How many people live in Alaska? As long as you live in a place where there's people, 740. Look at that. There is less people in Alaska than there is in the Sahara Desert. A lot less. I think that goes to show people would rather be hot than cold. I'm just saying. That's why I go to Florida, because I like being cold. I'm just saying. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anywho, Chicago has plenty of people. Chicago! Okay? Has plenty of people. And there's plenty of money to be had. I'm waiting on you, T. I'm waiting on you. Waiting. We all waiting on you. Waiting for you to show up and show out. Okay? Show up and show out. Okay? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. So you said, I said this when you were talking about your brother in New York. She wants to purchase a home. Oh. Where? And like in the city? Like in the boroughs or like upstate? It's so funny. We consider people upstate. Upstate's not New York. It is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. It's so funny. I was talking to my brother, and this is how, okay, here's another signing. This one's for the 20, was it like 9 already for the day? I'm not taking this one though. I already know I'm not. Okay, so this one's on the 27th, and it's at 8 p.m. All people that have jobs who be like, oh, there's no work at night. Yes, there is. I'm not going. What time do I go to sleep? If y'all don't know, somebody say it in the back. First person who answers get a prize. First person who answers get a prize. What time do I go to sleep? Come on. That means you follow me heavy on social. Come on. What time I go to sleep? Somebody better say it. What time does Vanessa go to sleep? See who the real team is. Okay, Yvette. Now, Yvette, I feel like you have everything that I can give. You know what you don't have, Yvette? You don't have the coaching program. I'm going to put you in that. Ta-da! I was like, I know you have Built For You and you have the courses, but you don't have the coaching. So let's get you in. I don't have it, Shanice, baby. I promise you, I'm looking at my email right now. I don't have it. Oh, wait, you just sent it at 1:50 p.m. today. Got it. Got it. I got it. All right, Yvette, let's get you into the coaching program. I got you, baby. I got you. You are saved, Yvette Millington. This is going to be good for you. A lot of, what's your name in here? Isn't it not Millington? I found you. All right, I'm going to put you in the coaching program. I'm going to put you in there for 3 months. I would like to see you make progress in those 3 months, Yvette. We meet Sundays at 6. What's today? August 19th, September 19th, October. See what Yvette. Yvette, aren't you in New York? Okay. I do go to bed 8. That's why I'm not taking that job. Because I'm gonna be tired. No, not doing it. All right. So next question. No, you said your brother was gonna buy a house in New York. New York, where? Upstate or downstate? I'm just kidding. No, it was so funny because I was talking to my brother when I was in New York. I was in New York like 2 weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna what did I tell him? I said I was in the city, so I was in Manhattan. We call it the city. So people say it's the city. So I was in the city. I was in Manhattan, and I was like." I said I drove my car, and I said when I come back, I'm not gonna drive my car because I don't even drive it. When I get to New York, I'm just gonna catch the train. And he was just, I forget what I said, whatever. And I said, yeah, because I'm not driving through the cities. That's what I said. I'm not driving through the cities, right? He looked at me with disgust. He said, boroughs? And I was like, bro, you know what I was talking about. And he was just like, you ain't been in New York too long. You just changing. I said, sir, you know what I meant. I'm not driving through the boroughs. Anyway, if you know, you know. Anyway, but I was going to say, buy a house where? Upstate or in the city? Okay. But yeah, New York is still nice. I love New York. It's dope. I don't go there after like November, though. It's too cold. Not doing it. Bye. Going to Florida. Okay. I'm so excited to take one of your trainings, just a refresher. Love to start small. Okay, so you could do coaching. You could do, the challenge is almost over. We had a challenge for August, and I feel like at this point, it's almost over. We only have like 10 days left. I mean, you can see all the replays. The July and August challenge, I think you can still get into it until the 30th, whatever the last day of August is, the 31st, because then it's going to time out and you can't get into it anymore. You have access to it if you do get into it, but you won't. Yeah, but I would say like coaching is good. Any of the live classes. We have a lot of AI classes coming up now too. So it just depends. T said 12 a.m. Girl, I'm asleep at 12. I'm asleep at 8. Okay. I'm asleep at 8. Okay, here we go. Paula, welcome, Paula. How you doing, darling? Okay, thank you for answering my question earlier. Another one for you. What would you tell a new notary who has a slim budget and may not be able to afford investing in a notary training? I love that question. I would say hogwash. And then you would say, what do you mean? Hogwash. I'm going to tell you why. When I was a new notary in 2014, I had 2 pennies. 1 penny in my right pocket and 1 penny in my left pocket. So I was broke. And I had to figure out how to make the money to do what I needed to do. So if you go to one of my first stories on YouTube, I talked about how I did it. It was hard, but I got it done. Now, learning everything that I know now, and it's about notary, just about life, I realized that you never don't. Now it's different. I'm saying, hey, go get 10 grand. I'm not asking you to get 10 grand. I'm asking you to get like $100, depending on what class you take. Like even the unlimited event pack, Ultimate Notary is 5 something, right? But there's a payment plan. Payment plan is like $100 a month. Put the promo code on, you can like $80 a month, right? For like 6 months. Now, Vanessa 2014 was still been like, oh my God. Vanessa now realizes it's never a lack of reason. And actually, I didn't make this up, so I don't want to take the quote. Oh, I think who said it. Oh, I can see his face. He speaks a lot. What is that guy's name? Oh my God, I can't think of his name. He said it first. It's never a lack of resources. Somebody finish it. I'll give you a prize. What is it? Finish the quote. It's never a lack of resources. It's what? Somebody say it. Let's see if you know. Not y'all asking ChatGPT. I can see you. My ChatGPT can see your ChatGPT. Who knows the answer is? I'll give you 10 more seconds to type it in the chat. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. No one knows? Okay. It's never a lack of resources. It's always a lack of resourcefulness. Okay. And I didn't realize that till I got later on in my life. And I always say too, it's always about self-development, working on your mind, working on what's real, like really starting to get a hands of what's going on in your life. Like I always say, like, I didn't just start making more money. I had to work on myself, okay, in my mind and what I thought was possible for me. And a prime example I give as an example to everybody is, when's the last time, I'm sure we all have a moment where you had the amount of money that you regularly keep, and you had an emergency come up, whether it was a family member, whether it was a kid, whether it was a bill, whether who knows what it was. And you now had to come up with more money, right? Don't we always figure it out? Right? Now, if you was running around here stealing and committing crimes, I'm not saying do that. But as long as you was doing your stuff legit, we always make it work. Right? And I didn't realize that because I lived in poverty, which considered poverty, low income, a good amount of my life. And I didn't realize that even when the times where I had my set amount of money, whenever something did happen, like my car, man, I'm telling you, my car break down, whatever the case is, I had to figure it out. And I hustled and I figured it out. But I realized later that it was not the car breaking down. It was that my why, my need to have that thing was bigger. And this is a Tony Robbins quote. You don't get what you want, you get your standards. Okay? You will always meet your standards. You will always meet the standards you set for your quality of life. Okay. So if your standard is to always have your bills paid, they'll be paid. If your standard is to always have them paid, but they late, as long as they late, they not cut off, ain't nothing cut off, that's where they'll be. If your standard is I have to have at least a month in advance, you'll have that. Okay. I say that to say you don't get what you want, you get your standards. Now, Paula, be real with me real quick. And I'm telling you, I had to learn this. Okay. If I told you today, right now, it's going to get a little dark. If you're not ready for dark, go on mute me so you don't hear me. Okay. But this is real business because I'm about real business here. Okay. If I told you today you had to come up with $500 or you were going to die, wouldn't you figure it out? Wouldn't you work a little more hard than you're doing right now? Okay. And it's not because it's a prime example. Let me give you one more example. This is actually the one that taught me. I forgot who told me this. If you have two buildings, right? Two skyscrapers. I don't know about y'all, but I'm scared of heights. You got two skyscrapers and a ladder going across both of them. And you're in this left building is on, no. Okay. So sorry, two skyscrapers and a ladder going across both. You're on one skyscraper and someone says, I will give you $1,000 if you walk the ladder from one skyscraper to the next. Okay. Or let's say $500. Who cares? Right? You walk across this ladder, across this skyscraper from one to the next. Would you do it for $500? I don't know what y'all need, but I'm not doing it. I don't care how much you give me. I don't care if you say $1 billion. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to die mid-stroke. Like as soon as I walk, my leg, I'm dead. Like I'm going to have a panic attack and die. Okay. On the ladder, I'm going to die in the air. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you offer me $1 billion. I'm that terrified of heights that I'm going to die in the air. Do you understand me? Okay. Same scenario, two skyscrapers, same ladder, but now my kids are on one of those skyscrapers and the building is on fire. Now I don't need your money. Now I'm going to walk across that ladder and get my kids. Why? My why has changed. The reason why I have to have it has changed. And so once I understood that concept, and that applies to everything in your life, everything you say you're going to do, whether that's your business, whether that's money, whether that's your family, whatever Paul and all of you guys are saying that I want to do, the only reason you're not doing the things that you want to do is never, as long as it does not defy the laws of physics. It's never because you can't. It's never because you don't have resources. It's because your why to do that thing is not strong enough to do it. You see what I'm saying? If your why was strong, if you have a strong why, it can overcome anyhow. And I'm telling you right now, if anybody was to put a goal that they had in the chat, I could tell you a reason how you would get it done. For example, I've been writing down now I can do this to myself. Why? Because learning yourself doesn't mean that you're perfect. Really, it comes in stages. But I like to see where I'm procrastinating. I like to see where I'm not there yet. That's the first step, catching yourself to see it. I've been writing on my goal list that I was going to learn fluent Spanish for years. I speak basic Spanish. My family is from Costa Rica, so I speak basic Spanish. Okay. I don't speak fluent Spanish. Now, you might say, well, Paula might say, well, you work a lot. You got a lot of businesses going on. You know, it takes time. It takes time to learn a language. I'm tasting it right now. It's not that. My why is not strong enough to learn it. If, another example, God forbid, someone kidnapped my kids and they said, you have to learn Spanish in 7 days or you're not going to get them back. Guess what? Habla conmigo. Wait, that's not even what I meant to say. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Y usted? Like, it's going to be Spanish chitty chitty bang bang in here. Okay. Why? My why has changed. So bringing it back full circle to you, Paula, is when and this also goes in everything in my life. And I need you guys to write this down. And I mean this. And when I say this, it's not because I get it right. It's because I know it's a fact and I still don't get it right. Okay. Anything that you want in your life that you don't have, you don't want it bad enough. And that is a fact. Your why is not strong enough. It looks good, it sounds good, but you don't really want it. For example, you might say, well, I really want to lose weight. No, you don't. Your eating habits say differently. You know, stop it. Stop it. No, you don't. No, you don't. It looks good. You know, you might say, we all do it. We all do it. I do it. Like I said, I've got a couple goals down that I've written down that I procrastinate on consistently. But the very first thing I do is say, okay, I do this. I say, okay, why is it not done? And I like to do this too. Tom Bayou, he has a channel on YouTube, Bilyu. I think Impact Theory is what it's called. Impact Theory, Tom Bayou. He told me this. He said, what did he say? You can do anything that does not defy the laws of physics. And then whenever you set a goal, if you set a goal and you say, hey, I want to hit this goal in a set amount of time. For example, Paula, I want you to make it an estimation right now. We'll do this with you right now. Paula, I want you to say, I want to be a notary and I want to make this amount of money in this amount of time. Finish that sentence in the chat. I want you to say, I'm going to be a full-time or part-time, whatever you want to do, full-time, part-time notary, making X amount of dollars. Fill that in X amount of time. So, for example, I want to be a full-time notary making $10,000 in 6 months. I want you to do that sentence and put it in the chat. We're going to wait for you. Hope you didn't leave. That'd be bad if she had gotten off. We're all here waiting here and she's all like, oh, I had to take a call. They're like, we're waiting on Paula. Where is she? Okay. So Tony Robbins has said that quote a lot, but I don't know if he made it up because I feel like it was an older guy who said it. I don't know. He could have made it up. I'm not gonna say he didn't. I love Tony Robbins. I love all his content. But the first person I've heard him say that a lot too. That wasn't the first person I heard say it. That's why I was, I don't know. It's an older guy that I heard say it. He's been around for a nice little minute. One of my favorite mentors that I changed my life was one of Tony Robbins' favorite mentors, Jim Rohn. I actually started off listening to Jim Rohn first. Jim Rohn, what's that guy? Eric Thomas. Is it Eric Thomas? The E.T. hip hop preacher. Him. Les Brown. A couple of my favorites. Okay. All right. Where is she at? Did I leave her? I don't see Paula. All right. So let's do Marie as a stand-in. Okay. So let's say Marie says, I want to be a part-time notary making $3,000 a month. So that's what you felt comfortable saying that. You might not have felt perfect, but you felt comfortable. But what you think is possible for you is just what you see in your vision. What is actually possible for you is everything, as long as it does not defy the laws of physics. So what Tom Bayou says is when you say your comfortable statement, and you have to be real with yourself, then you 10x that thing. So I want to be making, let's just say, I'm not gonna say 30,000. Let's say I want to be a part-time notary making $10,000 in a month. Okay, so it has to be by the time frame. I don't think it came through, Paula. I'm gonna look. I didn't see your sentence. I didn't go all the way through. I just looking for a sentence, but that's okay. Post your sentence and I'll come back to you. So I want to be a part-time notary making $3,000 a month, but by when? So then you would 10x it and you go, okay, I want to be a part-time notary making $10,000. And let's say you had given yourself comfortably 6 months. Cut that in half. Not even half, cut it short of 2 months. Now what happens is your brain says, oh crap, we're going to do 10,000 in 2 months. And then you have to also employ the death. Okay, you got to say, well, if I don't do it, someone's going to die. No, seriously, you really have to start and like, you have to harness that. And there's a book that talks about that. Like there's a part of the human, the fight or flight thing. There's a part of you that, oh, what's that book? What's the book? Jesus. The book is, what is the name of that book? All right. It's a book where there's a fly. It's flying through the living room and it hits a wall and it keeps hitting the wall instead of going out the door. What book is that I'm talking about, guys? Am I read that book? I talk about it a lot. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of the book. That's crazy. One of my favorite books. I listen to it on Audible. I'll find it and I'll tell you guys. Anyway, the part of you that is able to do that fight or flight, that give or give all, you can harness that. It doesn't have to be an emergency for you to harness it because your subconscious, your brain can't really tell fake from reality. Okay. And so if you just create, now I'm not telling you to be like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to die. Don't do that. But try to harness that energy. Like, how would I do it if there was spies after me and I was in Europe and I was a secret detective and I had to figure it out in 48 hours and the world explodes? Like, you have to figure out how to harness that, get it done, right? And so then you take that energy with that new statement and let your brain dump it. Like, how would I do it if I had to do it? If I had to figure it out, what would I do? And even if you don't know the answers, the first thing you might think of, brain dump it all down. Maybe, all right, I got to get an expert. Who's the expert? Like, maybe it's going to learn a thing, but it is very much doable, very doable. Okay. All right. So this is a fun exercise I do. I kind of went off the deep end. All right, let's come back. Okay. So to answer your question, you have the money. You'll figure it out. But even if you don't, you have YouTube. All my videos. Go watch them. Go watch them all. Start from the beginning. Start scrolling through. Follow the steps. Do everything I said. Okay? All right. Let's see. Is coaching including build for you? No, not in the mini build. So in the mini build, you get 2 sessions. One when you start, one when you finish. In the built for you, it's your each week there is a link. Out of the 13 weeks, I think it's like 10 weeks have a link that you can schedule your call with me for that week. So that's where the coaching comes in. So you schedule a call with me, we go over that week's work. Outside of that, yeah, you would just get into the coaching program, which is at notarytonotary.com. But if you're in the built for you, you don't need to, if you're in the built for you currently, like you're still enrolled into it, you haven't finished it already, then you can book your session with me. You don't need to enroll for the one-on-one, but otherwise you would do your coaching program. And then the built for you call is to go over your week that you're in to make sure, but it's still working in your business. So you need to be working through it. Okay. Thank you so much for your wisdom. I definitely want the training. My plans for general notary work to get the money, but I wasn't sure if I should start being trained. You can definitely do general notary work and get some money. That's fine. Read your handbook. That's big. I hope that I'll see you in the training. I need to start somewhere just to help me be the successful agent I need for my business. I like it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't see your other comment, baby. I'm sorry. It's still not coming through on my side. You squared! Marie, I'm going to give you something. Are you on my student dashboard yet? That's the book that I was talking about. You don't want to cry right now. That was so good. I could not think about it. First of all, if you don't have you can't even get the whole U Squared online. You have to actually go to his site and download it. U Squared and Who Stole My Cheese is so good. It's so good. I just scream. My kids are like, what is happening to her in there? Okay. That's the name of the book. The name of the book is called U Squared. Are you on my student dashboard, Marie Michelle? Is that your name? Is that your real name? Probably not. Oh, yeah, I just found you? Well, shoot me an email and I'll give you one of my courses, one of my foundationary courses to get you started. Shoot me an email, info@notarytonotary.com. That is what it's called. U Squared. And you remember because it was the fly going across the kitchen. That's how you know you read the book. Okay. And just make sure you put your name in the email. Because sometimes when I do this, people just be emailing me like I won. Like, that's not. Stop. No, you didn't. Stop. I have the book, Who Stole My Cheese? I'm in HR. See, we got to work on people's minds. Yeah, U Squared is really good and Who Stole My Cheese. If you have, and they're both really quick, short reads. I like the audiobook, Who Stole My Cheese, because they actually, it's kind of like on Audible, the guy who did it, it's like kind of, I think I heard on Audible. It has a, it's like story. It literally is a story. It's not it's not like a book, like, let me tell you about no, it's a story. It's a storybook. So I really like it. It's my middle name. I'm in HR, so that book is up my, yeah, I like it. I'm telling you. U Squared is really good. I mean, life-changing good. But if you're not ready to change your life, you don't need to listen to U Squared. If you want to change your life, you want to really change your life, U Squared is boss, but it's going to hurt your brain. It's going to be like, oh, man. You've had somebody tell you something that was so true about yourself. You said, hold on now. Wait a minute. Why are you coming for me? Leave me alone. Okay? All right. My current goal is not a lot of money at all. I want to be a part-time notary. But why? Why do you not want to make a lot of money? I mean, I guess you don't need a lot of money because there are other things in life. Is that what you're saying? There are more things in life than money. And I get that. Some people are like, well, I don't need a lot of money. I just want to like get some cash and like chill out and, you know, do your thing. $1,000 a month is like, what are you working like one day a week? That probably get $1,000 a month. Because if you think about it, 1 or 2 days a week, you probably can bring in like a good 200, 250, 1 or 2 days a week, just doing work for like an hour. So, I mean, if you're going to do it like that, then yeah, but that's not really work. You're not working. I mean, but if that's your goal, if you're like, hey, I don't really want to work, I just want to do like a side hustle. If it's a side hustle just to like, you know, make some money to pay off a bill or just like have cash on the side, then okay, that's fine. I say that to say like $1,000 is really easy to make in this space. It's not really a challenge. Not a challenge. It's like, oh, answer your phone, you make $1,000. Don't your stuff set up right. You be all right. That was $1,000 for working on my phone a day. I could have did it all. I didn't do it though, but you could. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna tell you about things that are going on now in the space. I'll do a few more questions while I tell you this. So whatever's in the question box, when I come back from showing you this, we will do that. Okay, so I put the link for the coaching session in the chat. So if you want to do coaching, group coaching, unlimited access, and then we do have events coming up. So if you have the unlimited event pass, you know you already get access. If you do not have the limited event pass, then you would register for each event that you want to attend, virtual training. They all come they come with the recording after the session. And then, so this Saturday, we have 2 classes. We have Become an Apostille Agent in 2025. And then one of my new favorites that I absolutely love, Run Your Business Completely with AI. Love it. It's another AI class. I love teaching AI now. Did anybody see the video that I did where I was showing you how to create AI agents to run your business for you? Like to do your clients, you can build an AI agent, which I was showing them how to do in the class, to do signing service registrations for you so you don't have to do them. Like, it's so much that you can do with these tools. And like, anyway, I just love it. I love teaching it. It's really fascinating. It's ever changing. And then next Saturday, we have the Start Your Notary Business in 2025 class. One of our introductory basic classes that are still very good. It walks you through a lot of the foundation, from taking that class, you should be working too. So those are the classes we have coming up. And then, of course, I went over the mini build and the full build. You can get into those. We have one-on-one coaching. And yeah, make sure all of you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you're not, do me a favor, go hit the subscribe button. I have made a personal goal. Now, that's one of those things too. I made a goal that I really want to hit 100K on YouTube. But it's a goal that I've said for a while that I haven't really. Remember, I said, like, imagine somebody says you have to get 100,000 subscribers before next week, or we're gonna kill you. Like, okay, I could get it then. I'd be very aggressive on it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help me? Okay, I need to get more subscribers on YouTube. Can we do that? All right, just leave my videos playing in the background all the time so we can like get my viewership up, get YouTube to push me out some more. I need some more people to subscribe to my channel. I want a silver plaque. I do. I want a silver plaque. I want YouTube to send me a silver plaque. This is where you say, all right, Vanessa, well, you need to make more videos and you gotta be better at what you do so you can get more subscribers and post more content. Posting content. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, like Vanessa, she's a little crazy. A little bit. I could give you the wrong email too. It's info@notarytonotary.com. I spelled that wrong. Anywho, but anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, definitely get into the training. If you're going to do, somebody did ask me about the build, though. If you're going to do the mini build or the full build, you don't need to buy the course because you're going to get it too. Now, if you already have the course, that's fine too, but you still get all the things that I talked about in the mini build or the full build. But I just want to highlight that you don't need to buy both because you get it included in your program. Okay. All right. I hope I get to see some of you guys as my 6-figure notaries. That's what I'm hoping. A lot of you guys said that you're new to the channel, just getting here. Go back and look at some of the videos we did with some of the other notaries that took my class and that have become 6-figure notaries. We did 2 interviews with some two boot for you. So I have to do more. I just have not been. I got to be better with this, with my YouTube going live and stuff and doing interviews. But definitely check out the interviews with the people who did hit 6 figures with the Built For You program. You get what you put out of it. Like, you get out of it what you put into it. What did I say? You get out of it what you put into it. You got to work. You got to work. All right. Let's see. Miss Fifi said, can I make a lot of money doing apostilles? Yes. What's the best way to get those jobs? You don't get apostilles from Snack Docs. I mean, every once in a while you see one come through, but and they're not even gonna pay you top dollar. No, you get the best, and they're not even giving you the full apostille. Like, that's the thing. That's why I say you gotta know the space, you gotta know the industry. You get apostilles from marketing online with your website and your Google profile page, and that's actually right now in the August challenge what we're doing. Everybody in the August challenge right now is working on apostilles. We're going to do the landing page. We're going to do the marketing, doing the blogs, doing the content to rank for apostilles. Like, apostilles direct work. If you get it through SnapDocs or CloseWorks, you're not getting paid top dollar. Like, what are they offering? Yeah. So people like you apostilles, like I just did an apostille for $250, right? Apostilles are not regulated by the state as far as price point goes. So there are people who charge, usually you see like between like 100, 150, all the way up to like 500 a pop. So you set your own rates based off what they're getting done. And I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's going to charge, no one that's giving you work, more times than not, if you're getting it through a third party, they're not going to pay you what you need to be paid. It's just not happening. So there's that. That's why I said same thing with Ron. Like, I don't go through, like, you can charge whatever you want to charge. So why am I going to do it with you? You giving me pennies on the dollar when I can get it myself? Like, stop playing with me. No. Is there training specific to Virginia? We have 2 courses that go over notarial law for Virginia, but you don't really need that. You just need to know your handbook. Like, so we have 2 courses that goes over the handbook in detail. You can take that if you need to understand the handbook, but really you just need to read the handbook. The handbook's like 25 pages. But if you need help with that, shoot me an email because it's not on our main site. I have to send you the link for it, and then you can register for that, and you can take those 2 classes. And the reason why I did that, people are having issues with the website itself. So not the website, understanding the handbook. I feel like people, like most notaries, don't know their notarial acts and all the things and yada, 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 all the stuff. Yay to subscribing. I like it. Is training to be okay? Yeah. Oh, you're saying is the training specific? No, my training is national, so I don't do state specific training. My training is national. I train nationally because it's all the same anyway. All you gotta do is know your law. Like, your law is specific to your state. Outside of that, I train nationally. I'm sorry, I read your question wrong. I'd like to become a notary to help my nonprofits for individuals with cerebral palsy. Okay, you can do that. That's fine. Yeah, let's do it. Can I work for you remotely? Yeah, what does that mean? Can I work for you remotely? Like, when I have jobs, I send them on signing order, but I don't know what you mean. I don't have any work to do right now besides like orders that we get. What state are you in? I like the audacity. I like the umption. See, are you making it like, I gotta get this done now? What do I do? There you go. Can I join the challenge to learn? Wait, hold on. Thank you, T, for subscribing. Woo-hoo. Come on, give me 5. Hold on. Give me 5. Give me 5. It's all fun and games until he actually does it. Then I'm freaked out. Okay. All right. I know what I'm gonna do next time too. Wait, anyway. Can you join the challenge? Yes. So the August, now even if you get into the July challenge, you can go back and watch all the videos and you can still do the challenge. I'm just not live in there, but you can still do the challenge. All the steps are in there. You can still get all the same results everyone else did. Most people who do the challenge fully, not just join and like twiddle around, they're working. When you get into that's the July challenge. I'm gonna put the link for the August challenge. The August challenge, oh man, has a lot of people that are still from the July challenge to the August, but everybody that started in July is working more than they were when they started. Okay, and we meet every day. We didn't meet today, we meet tomorrow, but you'll see the schedule when you get in there. That's for Texas. So I'm at Texas, Lord, that's for August. So I put August in there and July. Okay, I would start with July, then work into August. But when I go live, just join the live so you can talk to me then, because all the sessions are recorded. So you can go back and watch me record it whenever you want. But when I go live at 12 every day, just jump into the live at 12. And it's going to be, the link is inside the program. Okay. Are you speaking on the handbook for apostille jobs? There is no handbook for apostilles. But the handbook for notary, so your Secretary of State has a notary handbook. That is what you want. I did not say from the NNA. That's not what I said. I said your Secretary of State who wrote the law issued a handbook of some capacity for you to read, to know what to do. Read that. Bam! I'm excited and ready. I started taking jobs, but still not confident and sure. I follow you. Oh, you're in Texas. Oh, that's what I said. That's why I just yelled out Texas. Texas! Okay, I was in the July and also the August challenge. Let's go. Wait, Shanice does. Wait, hold up. Gus was here. Gus would call you out. Shanice, you do a lot of ABC Legal. Isn't ABC Legal? ABC Legal, I don't think it's on my list. And that's only because technically it's considered process serving, but they get a ton of work. Okay. And I just know because when you're always on the call, you're always dropping off stuff. And Gus is always picking on you because like your camera and stuff. But anywho, yeah, that's another company if you want to get into that. ABC Legal has a lot of work and all it's pretty much is just document dropping. You'll see when you get on there. It's not hard. It's not hard to do at all. All right, one more question, then we're gonna go. Hey, girl! If y'all don't know, I'm a little cuckoo, but I love it. Okay, now you sat here and listened to me for a whole hour. I hope you learned a lot. If you didn't, sit here and listen to me again. Follow YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. Watch all my videos. Go get into the Ultimate Notary Training. That's the only training you will ever need to start working and make money. Okay. You can get into the challenge, you get into the coaching, but I will tell you, if you get into the coaching and you don't have the ultimate, I'm probably going to take it the ultimate. Reason is because if you're brand new, you don't need coaching. You need a whole lot of steps, and that's what you get the course for. Now, if you already have the course and you need help, like navigating some of the stuff, like for example, I had a student who had the course today. We went over her website. Like that makes sense because she went through a lot of the basics, but there's a couple things on the website we needed to tweak, right? Let's tweak. Okay, in the course, you know about the Google profile page already because there's a video in there. It talks about setting it up, what you got to do, da-da-da. But today on the call, we were able to go over like, hey, let's fix this. You need to add this. What's going on here? But it's like we're fine tuning the things that I already told you to do in the training. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's that in a nutshell. And also, guys, if you get the course, make sure you do everything. Do not make up steps. Do not hallucinate and start doing your own thing. Don't do that. Stop. Don't do that. And if you are really serious and aggressive about being a notary and going full time with it, get the Ultimate Notary Training. You can deal. I mean, you can do other things. Like you can watch YouTube videos. So it's perfect. Like I said, that's everything. Just binge watch and do the steps. You can do the challenge. Because there's always more to learn. But literally everything you need to do is in the Ultimate. Literally. And like I said, you can do the mini build, you can do the full, but the mini build is really good if you're like, hey, I don't want to build my own website. I don't want to do my own marketing stuff. I don't want to sign up for 100 companies. That's too much. And you know you're not going to do it. You know you. Look at me. You know you. If you're not going to do it, just let somebody else do it. So this is the thing too. I tell people all the time, and I will tell you the same way. Get ready. Get ready. If I tell you to build a website and I look at your website and that website look like your kid did it, I'm going to be real nice and tell you need to pay somebody to do your website. I'm going to be real nice about it when I say that. Because we're not, and the thing is, people will say, well, I want to learn. You can learn on your own time. Because the thing is, you're not in the business of building websites. You're in the business of providing notary services. So you're going to spend a long time trying to get good at websites when you can just pay somebody a couple $100, get it done. And then you can start making money, So we got to like, come on, like we got to just stay focused. And the same thing too. If you know you're not going to hit your signups, you're like, sound good, but I know I'm not going to sit down and do 100 signups. Okay. You still want to get to what is the end result? The end result is not being signed with 100 companies. The end result is to be working and making money. So you take that money, you give it to somebody else who's going to do it for you and get it done. So that's part of the thing too that I learned. One of my coaches told me this too. He said, when you procrastination is a signal for something. When you procrastinate on something, it's either because you don't want to do it. It's you don't want to do it. And you usually don't want to do it because you don't know how. The task seems tedious. So you don't know how. You don't know where to begin. The task seems tedious, like it's going to be overwhelming or like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's something about it that you're procrastinating on. And people will say, like right now, I'm going to give you an example. Oh, do this with me. Do this with me. If you have been following me for any amount of time more than today, and you've heard me say to sign up with a list of 100 companies and you have not done it, I want you to say that's me. If you didn't follow me for any amount of time and you heard me say, set up a website, a 4-page website, and a Google business profile page, and you have not done it, I want you to ask me. Okay? You ain't got to stay with me. The reason you have not done it is not because you don't know how. It's because you don't want to do it. You want the end result, but you don't want to do it. Now, if you don't believe that that is not you, I'm going to tell you why it is you. We do the things that we want to do. For example, Michelle, did you eat today? Did you have to put it on your calendar? Did you need an accountability coach to make sure you ate today? Did you have to schedule it? Was it tedious? Did you have to say, listen, guys, I gotta get this food done. All right, I gotta eat. Okay, listen. Was it like that? Were you sitting back in your desk like, oh man, I gotta eat today? That's crazy. Did you do that? Did you write it on your goal list? Eat today. I will eat today. No. Why? Because you knew you was gonna do what you were gonna do, right? You were like, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. I don't like you. Listen, and you know what? Let it be a whole day and you don't eat nothing. Wake up tomorrow, still ain't eating up. You're gonna be pissed. Where is the food? Okay. Now let's say there ain't no food in your house. Let's say there's no food in your house. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna call your mama, you can call your sister, you can let somebody take your credit card, you can listen, you finna go to the food bank. Like, listen, ain't no food in here. You finna go to a restaurant, just get free bread. Okay, you gonna figure it out. You gonna get real resourceful real quick. Okay, and it only took 24 hours of you not eating something. Don't let it be 48, 72 hours, and you might be run up in somebody's house and take their food. Okay, why? Because you need to eat, right? It's priority. I'm gonna eat something. Oh, listen, right? So since we don't, that's what I'm saying. Take that same energy, and I want you to think about that from now on. Every time you go get something to eat, I want you to think about that. I ain't have to schedule this. I didn't have my accountability partner for this. I ain't have to no one had to drag me to do this. Why? I made it priority, honey. Listen, and don't get me started. And then y'all throw a fit if your food messed up, right? If you go through Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, somebody that they mess up your food, you know you gonna be, what? That is not what I ordered. Not only was it not what, now you gotta wait because you was hungry. Now you in your feelings. Like, you will cause a whole scene for your food. But will you cause a whole scene for your money? I'm just saying. I'm gonna need you to take that same energy that you want for your food and apply it to your money, honey. Okay? Do that. Every time you eat something, this is your challenge. Every time you eat something, say, did I do something for my business today? Every time you eat, and they don't need something small, I'm like small. Do something impactful, right? Because when you eat, let me tell you something too. Clocks T. When you eat, you not eating nothing small. You not like, okay, let me just get a little salad. Let me get a little juice. Let me be a little wholesome. No, I seen your plate. Okay? You eating. You eating because you trying to feel good after. Okay? So if you gonna eat like that, I'm gonna need you to work like that. If you not gonna work like that, then you don't get to eat like that. Okay? Next time you get full and satiated, you better have unloaded on your business. You better be like, yo, I just did a whole lot on this business. Do that. Do that. Meet that same energy. Get that energy over there. Do that. Done. Done with you. Not move. My kids say clocks T. Clocks T. Clocks T. Okay, done. All right, that is all. I said stuck. That make a new Google. Menya weary. I have no idea. All right, guys. I will see you luego. Be great on purpose. Until next time, happy to the signings. Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did.